Well, I am well on my way along the Franconia Loop Trail. This is an extremely popular trail out of Franconia Notch. It features a series of separate trails that culminate in a roughly 9-mile loop that covers just under 4,000 feet of elevation gain. It involves over 1.5 miles of above treeline alpine ridge, and it all crescendos at the peak of Mount Lafayette at roughly 5,200 feet, which, if I'm not mistaken, is the tallest peak in the state outside of the presidential range. We're headed up the Falling Waters Trail. We're about somewhere around halfway done. The trail itself follows the Dry Brook, and it's the series of cascading falls of the Dry Brook that the trail is named after. At some point on the hike, we're going to see Cloudland Falls, which is an 80-foot waterfall. That'll be pretty cool. This will bring us up to the summit of Haystack Mountain, or Little Haystack, I can't remember. There's a haystack out in the Adirondacks too, so I get them confused. But anyway, that will bring us up to the ridge. We'll cross the ridge and then head down past the Greenleaf Hut and down the Old Bridle Path. Parking lot temperature was about 45 degrees. Daytime max is going to be mid-60s, although summit max temperature is still in the mid-40s, so this is essentially as warm as we're going to get until we descend off of Mount Lafayette. I'm doing this trail for, let's say, 3 good reasons. One is the foliage. I want to spend as much time outside during this time of year. Second reason is I'm trying to prepare myself physically for an upcoming trip to Baxter State Park. I'm hoping to hike Katahdin, but I'm coming off of an ankle injury that I got back in Montana a couple months ago. So I'm just trying to make absolutely sure that I'm okay to do Katahdin when the time comes in a couple weeks. And lastly, I'm revisiting this ridge because when I was back here 6 years ago, while I was peak bagging the New Hampshire 48 4,000 footers, I had an absolutely miserable time on this hike, and it had nothing to do with the hike. It was completely my fault. I completely botched it. My backpack was way too heavy. I also didn't check the forecast and got stuck in a storm up on the ridge and just got pelted with sideways rain in the side of my head all the way up the ridge. And I was completely exhausted, and I was moving slow, and I was soaking wet, and it was cold, and just wasn't a good time. So 3 good reasons to be up here today. Maybe a 4th one is just to enjoy ourselves. I seem to be hiking into a fog layer, which I hope I subsequently hike out of. Right now all I see is gray on the far side of the trees. This is Shining Rock. I can only assume it's called that because of the water running down the surface. Probably looks shiny from far away. It's just 1/10 of a mile down from the main path, but it is quite a bit downhill, so I'm gonna have to regain that. As you can see, no views yet. I'm kind of getting a little deja vu here, although I can see blue sky above me, so I remain hopeful. Catching some pretty cool views over my shoulder. I think we're hiking out of a cloud inversion. I just looked across to what I believe were the Kinsmans, and they were just poking out over a sea of cloud. So I think we have something really special waiting for us at the top of this mountain. hut just came visible. Way out there. Liberty. Kinsman's. Probably Cannon. Lincoln. Mount Washington in the back. And these sort of mid-ground mountains of the Twins. Bonds would be over there, but they're covered up. Wow. Past Haystack, it's 6/10 to Lincoln, which is next, and then another 9/10 to Lafayette, which will involve a little bit more climbing. Mount Lincoln, just under 5,100 feet. We took our time getting over here, so it's just before 11 now. Running out of the clouds. Got sun and blue skies right now, but we were completely socked in like 30 seconds ago, so it's an ever-changing scene. Really cool. Oh, I can see a sunbow. Very cool. Oh, there's Lafayette. What a cool day. Garfield and the Twins just came through. Wow, it's really opening up. How cool is that half and half shot? Half clouded on one side, half clear on the other. The ridge being the dividing line. That's one of the coolest things I've seen in a long time. That was awesome. Another sunbow. So cool. So it looks like we're gonna drop a little bit and then start climbing Lafayette. It looks like, I don't know, 100, 150 feet. And what are we at now? 49. So I'm pretty sure Lafayette is something like 5,200. So you got 300 feet from there plus 100 feet. So about a 400 foot climb there. Mount Garfield is clearly visible. I can also see North Twin. South Twin is still shrouded, but I'm pretty sure I'm looking at Guyot over there. And then you get the Bonds, well, West Bond and Bond sort of right behind each other from this perspective, and then Bond Cliff right over there. They're still just under the cloud layer, but yeah, awesome view. Oh, and Owl's Head just over there, of course. How could I forget? And basically, this ridge here loops around Garfield over there, over the Twins, over the Bonds, and then down to Lincoln Wood. Lincoln Woods that way, and this before us is the infamous Pemi Loop Trail. Starting the last climb of this hike. We got down to 4,800, so my prediction of 400 feet was relatively accurate. Well, that was the high point of the climb, Mount Lafayette, somewhere around 5,200 feet. I got there just before noon, didn't linger too long. Now I'm headed back down. First we'll hit the Greenleaf Hut in about a mile, and then I think it's another 3 miles give or take on the old bridle path, so definitely not out of the woods yet.
Moose on the trail.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see it.
Yeah. Further down.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. Is that on Old Bridle or?
Yeah, overall, yeah. Right, I came up this way.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. I read online that there was a bunch of maintenance done to the old bridle path just this summer, so there should be a bunch of new stone staircases, probably down at lower elevation, but I'll keep an eye out for those when we get down. Colors down there are crazy. So, thinking about the objectives we had for today, we definitely saw the foliage, check. My ankle didn't bother me at all. Well, the jets are back. Anyway, I didn't even think about my ankle all day. So I think given the difficulty of the hike and how well we did it, I don't have too many concerns for Katahdin in a couple of weeks. Oh, and we definitely had fun, so nailed that one too. 40,000 hikers each year. Wow. I guess we're gonna start seeing those staircases now. Here's one. Oh, they're working on them. There's the end of the loop. It's Falling Waters Trail. Back to the parking lot. Back at the parking lot, it's 3:30, which is 9 hours on the dot. Pretty long time, but I spent a full hour at the Greenleaf Hut and a long time up on the ridge checking out the views, which is the way it should be. So, all is well. Catch you guys next time.